budget. Well, good morning, everybody. I hope you're all well. We are going to do a flight from Leeds Bradford Airport to Alicante today. I'm going to take you through the whole process from sim brief to chart fox to VATSIM. Lots of little apps we need to open up on this. I've just noticed there's a live now message. I need to be able to get rid of that. Sorry, this is the first time I am streaming live. How do I get rid of this message? Bear with me. There we go. It should now be gone. Right, so let's get cracking. So we have the add-on for Leeds Bradford right here. And for those that have been to Leeds Bradford, familiar with it, there's a series of roundabouts that you have to go through and then get into the car park. I think it's actually quite a good recreation of Leeds Bradford. I think it's about $14.99 on the store. It wasn't too bad. Let me just speed up the drone camera. Bear with me a second. Drone speed up a little bit there. Right, there we go. Speed up, and you'll all know the famous tunnel that you go under. Absolutely love going under there. When we've been on this absolute same flight, me and my kids on this flight under that bridge and seeing the planes coming over. Very low. Now, as you also know, it is an incredibly windy airport. Let's have a look at the wind. So it doesn't look too bad today, actually. And we will check the weather conditions very, very shortly. Right, so let's get into the cabin. Let's get into the flight. I can keep my voice down a little bit now. Hopefully you can all hear me all right. Like I said, it's the first time I am streaming. I got a couple of people commenting in the comments, which is very nice to see. So, like I said, just first time streaming. Bear with me on one or two things, but I think we're all right. I think we're good to go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the flypad, which is awesome. I absolutely love this. It's brilliant. And it's a good way to get yourself ready for the flight. You don't need the power on in the aircraft, which again is a good thing to do. Good thing to have. So I think the first thing we need to do, there's my favourite coffee right there. The first thing we need to do is get on SimBrief and get our flight plugged in. So let's go on to SimBrief. Now you should hopefully be able to see the browser on the screen, and into SimBrief we go. So hopefully most people are familiar with how to use SimBrief. We're going to go into My Flight Plan. We're going to go into New Flight, and we are flying with it's actually, they're called Shanex Jet2. That's their call sign, but their airline 3 digits or 3 letters is EXS. We're going to fly 27 Charlie Bravo. We will depart, of course, from Leeds Bradford, and we will arrive into LEAL, so that is Alicante Airport with an alternative LEPA. We're flying out at 9:35. That'll do absolutely fine. We have got the Neo. This is an actual Neo setup. I'm taking this from Easy SimJet Pilot, so that's in there. That does mirror the Neo that we're flying today. What else do we need to change in this? So we do need to know where we're departing from, obviously where we're going to arrive into, and to check the route. So I'm going to look on the charts. I would like to get some weather information first and foremost. So let's just have a look at that and see what the weather is doing at Leeds Bradford Airport. So you've not used this application before, it is awesome, has always been very, very useful, come in very handy. Where are we? We're in Europe, aren't we? United Kingdom. Here we go. Working out where we are. Leeds Bradford, there we are. So what are we saying? There is no weather information. Excellent. We've got a nice advert there though. That's good. So that's unusual. I don't know why that's happened. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do then. We shall go with, we'll see if we get the information through into the tablet. We'll choose the route of Nelsa 3W, which is a valid route for runway 32. Do we need to do anything else on here? So let's have a look at that route quickly. So from Leeds Bradford, let's just flying over through these standard departures, out across Bingley, Keighley, and then taking a really sharp left towards Nelson there. Right, very good. So let's generate the flight plan. There we go. Doesn't take very long at all to do that. And when you've done this, it will be happily sitting in the sim, generated in the sim. So we're now going to link that flight plan to the tablet. I'm going to close that down so you can see what I'm doing. And here we go. Let's hope this works. Right. There's something else you need to do. You need to type your username into the chat. Now, if you do this directly on the pad, it starts to mess about with the plane's controls. So what I'm going to do is press right Alt and click, and I'm going to type in Captain B76, and we can now go back to the dashboard, and we can link up with that flight plan that we've just generated in SimBrief. So we have got some weather. That is a relief. Thank you very much. Right, so our pressure is at 1032. That's our QNH for today. We have got a very light breeze, to be honest, for Leeds Bradford. That's good. 30 degrees, so that's kind of slight northeast type wind and 6 knots. 7 degrees. That's short weather, isn't it? Up north, I think. And so we've got that. So what do we need to do? So let's have a look at our jet. Shall we get our passengers on board? I think we shall do that. Let's get that started. Shall we get our baggage? Let's get that. Let's call our external power. You can see the lights coming on. Let's call a bit of catering. Bound to get a little bit hungry when we get up there. Let's have a look at all these guys springing into action. Power truck. The baggage guy. Bringing on board our Jet2 sandwiches. Please get your preferences into the chat. Charlie, that's right, not very warm in Leeds, is it? It's not quite short weather. 7 degrees. But we'll be going to a much sunnier, happier place. Venrith is here. Hello, my friend. I hope you are well. We're just getting the flight, we're just getting the plane ready right now. This guy's now taking the engine out. Better not start the engine while he's around. Okay, let's get back into, let's start preparing the aircraft. Let's get back into the aircraft. So, what do we need to do? And I'm going to show you some lovely custom views that I've set up throughout the aircraft. Out of the window, looking very good. That's not very useful right now, is it? That's really not very useful. I don't know why that's doing that there. And the one that always makes me chuckle is the one in the galley, but I can't quite show that yet. So here we go. Let's get it started. So we're going to go get some power on, get the batteries on. We shall get on the lights. And of course, the first thing to do is to line up our navigation, our, what are they called? Gyroscopes, I think that's what they're called. Now these things take. You look on the view. These things take 7 minutes. 7 minutes to get loaded. So in that time we'll start setting up the aircraft. I'm also going to load in VATSIM, so I'll give you a view of that. I think I've got it loaded up. Yes, I certainly have. And I also need to file my flight plan with VATSIM, so I'm just going to do that now. I don't think you can see this on screen, so just bear with me a moment. you don't know how to do this, there is a download for the VPilot client. And of course, so a specific download for your flight plan to get into the VPilot client. So I'm just filing that now. I shall connect up to VATSIM now. Again, you can't see this because it's not particularly useful to be showing this on the screen. Flight plan, I'm going to load. I've just loaded up. And let's just check that's right. I'm going to file the flight plan, so we are now nicely filed. Okay, very good. Right, what's the first thing we need to do then? So let's get into the computer. Let's get into the. Actually, the first thing I want to go to is the init reference page to bring in the flight information from SimBrief. So here we go. We're all nicely set up there, and we'll go to the next page. Now what we need to know is our zero fuel weight for today and our zero fuel weight centre of gravity. Now that is always 30.0, and in order to get that right you need to set that in the sim. I did notice that this is a new feature here on the right hand side. It's something that appeared after I expanded this box, so we're just going to move that over to 30. So we've got that now lined up. We'll also be setting the trim very shortly. So zero fuel weight. We need to go back to the tablet. It's not the right button. Back to the tablet. Let's look at our flight plan for today. So our zero fuel weight, as you can see here, let me zoom in a little bit, is 56.9. So let's get that typed in. I just love having a tablet. It is fantastic. Before that I was rocking backwards and forwards into a browser, which was a little bit irritating. 56.9, and then we should go. Oh, somebody's trying to contact me on VATSIM, probably telling me not to do it. 30.0, and here we go. Now our block fuel, what fuel have we got on board at the moment is 9.4. I think we can press the fuel planning now just to get the block fuel. We can, yes, 7.8. So I want to check whether that is accurate, of course. Let's give the crew some oxygen. That's a good idea. Let's just check on the fuel that we need. So I think, guys, the planned block there is 9175. 9175. I think we all agree. So I think we probably want that 9.2 on board. Do we agree with that? We'll take 9.2. Let's do 9.2. And this now should recalculate. Our fuel. Any moment now. There we go. It's in there. I think the last thing we need to enter is our wind. So what wind have we got today? We're on a trip wind or a tailwind of 29 knots. So that's pretty good. Might get a bit quicker. Maybe not with me in the helm. We will see. We will see. So that's a tailwind of 29. So that's T29. That didn't work. I think I need to clear out the messages first. Let's try that again. 229. Oh, it's gone in now. It's all gone in very nicely. So where do we need to go now? Let's have a look. So we've got our weights and balances in. Let's have a look at. I think we're all right on that. So we've got the flight plan. Give it a full fuel prediction. All right. So we're going to use flaps 1 for takeoff. Flex to temp. We're going to go full toga because this is a quite a short runway. It's just over 2,000 meters. So let's have a look at our transitional altitude. I will hopefully be displaying this on the screen for you. Please let me know in the chat you can't see it. So I use ChartFox. A lot of people are using Navigraph, which is awesome, but there is a subscription for that, which is about £8 or £9 a month, which I might upgrade to eventually, but you can get by using ChartFox, and I do want to show you that that is the case. So let's just have a look at the, where can we find this aerodrome chart? I don't think it'll be in there. So we want our SID for Nelsa. I've gone for Nelsa. I am going to be checking the wind shortly to make sure that we are flying into the wind, of course. So runway 32, transitional altitude is right there, 5,000. I don't know if you can see that alright or not. Let me just have a look. Zoom in a little bit more. A flight fan is telling me he's using Navigraph £63 per year. That's not too bad at all, is it? So the transitional altitude is there. It's 5,000. So let's get that plumbed in. It's 5,000. I do need to remember to close down the browser, otherwise I'm going to be hiding everything. There we go. 5,000. So I think we're ready to just check our V speeds. So we're on a V1 of 126, a V rotate of 127, and a V2 of 131. Good stuff. So that's all programmed in. And we'll do our approach phase when we get up into the air. Now I just want to check. Now we got our we're not aligned quite yet, so we've just got 2 minutes left to do that. But we can, again I'm still working out the keys, so forgive me, we can have a look at the plan, I think, so we'll do that. Let's see where we're flying. So, we need to set our runway, don't we? That's why it's doing that. So if we've got a north-northeasterly wind, and if we go back to ChartFox, we can just have a quick look at the runway. It's not that significant a wind, which is fine. Again, excuse me while I just get used to getting the right view on here. So if we're going out of, I think we need to go out of 14 then. If we're north-northeasterly wind, I think 14. Otherwise, we'll get a slight tailwind on the way up, which is different to what I've flown before. So let's select 14 to go out. Let's go with that, and let's get rid of the browser. I need to work out how to do that in the stream so that I can bring that in and out. I don't have dual monitors, unfortunately. So we're going to select, let's do this so you guys can see it. We are going to select runway 14, and we might well now need a different departure to the one we selected in SimBrief. So I think we need to go with the Pole 2X departure. I'm just going to check that. EGNN. Let's have a look at the charts. Pole 2X, yeah, that's runway 14. And it's saying here to climb straight ahead, turn right, and keep above 3,000. It's Pole 2X. So I think I'm going to change my flight plan. Hopefully you can still see this, guys. Let's have a look at the back at the flight plan. Now, because I've generated it, I think I'm probably going to have to generate that again. I'm just thinking of a new way to. Oh, can I edit flight? Oh, there we go. Edit flight. Let's go out of 14. and we want the POL. Just check that again. So what have we got for POL? Yeah, looks like MCT. POL2X. POL2X. Right. Very good. So that's selected. Now we can insert that in to the computer. We've got some constraints showing, so we must be at a minimum of 1,181 feet by that point. So let's go back to our plan page. We've got a very interesting turn there, haven't we? Up to Nelson. Too sure I want to be making that turn there, but we shall go with it. Right. Just quickly back to sim brief. Right, I'm just going to generate a new flight plan to mirror what we've got, and hopefully I can now get that over into the also into the computer, into the flight plan, I should say. Let's generate that flight plan again. Just going to download that for the VPilot client. Right. Can we redo this thing? Or has it automatically done it?
Northern 710, request radiation.
I think it might have automatically done it actually. It's going from POL, which I think is the right space. That's fine. Okay, good stuff. And I'm just going to refile my flight plan. So let's clear that and load that again. This is into again the VPilot client. Okay, POL, MCT, Listo. That looks good. Right, let's have a look. So, where are we? I think the passengers must be on board by now, surely. Let's disconnect. And we need to get the APU started. Let's get the show on the road, I think. So let's switch on the fuel pumps. Let's start the APU. Let's seatbelt lights, get the beacon on, set the stroke to auto. We also need, what else do we need to do? I did say we would set our trim. We do need to do that. I'm just trying to remember how to do it. Is it in the, so we do VATSIM. What I'm looking for. So I think let's just have a look at outside a second. Just bear with me while the while this is frozen. There we go. I think we're back on. Oh yeah. Right. So we've got the APU started, which is good. You can ask Grandpa to disappear. It just literally just drives off without disconnecting the cable, which is awesome. And I'm going to look and see if we've got any controllers on VATSIM today. We don't, so I am going to tune into the Unicom frequency, which is 1228. There we go. We've got ATCs on. We need to set predictive wind shear and the radar. We'll do that very shortly. We need to set TCAS as well. We'll do that very shortly as well. That's fine where it's set at the moment. Let's look at back at the flight plan. Right, I'm going to do a quick check through on this plan. I'm going the wrong way. I don't know if you guys do that. I do that all the time. Up to Nelson, MCT. There's a lot of waypoints on this flight. A lot of waypoints. And then at VLC, that is our top of descent.
Leeds Bradford traffic, start taxiing to Delta 1 for departure 32.
So
Daisy for 1.
We've got a guy going off runway 32, which is fine. But yes, VLC is our top of descent. So I'll program, when we're ready, I'll program this for the runway we're coming in on through ILS. Don't you trim back to what your centre of gravity is. Good shout, Verith. I forgot to do that. So I'm going to go into that, and it's 23.95. So this is the empty centre of gravity position. This is the centre of gravity position with people on board. So I'm going to, is it number 6? That's right. Now I'm going to move the throttles down, because if you don't do that, you can't you can't actually see what you're doing. So what did I say? 23.5. It's about halfway in, isn't it? About halfway in, which I think is about right. Let me just check that. 23.95 is what it should be. So nearly 24. So actually, probably needs a little bit more in there. Okay, good. I think that's set. I think we've got that. That's good. Thank you for the reminder. Good stuff. Right, what else do we need to do? We can turn external power off. I do want to look at the weather forecast. I might do a weather request to see if we've got any clouds coming out. Let's do that, shall we? Let's have a look at our weather. See if this is going to play ball. For Leeds Bradford, it doesn't seem to have. Never seem to get an ATIS, and never seem to get a METAR for Leeds Bradford either. So you never know. It might work today. So I'm going to send a weather request through. Sorry if you can't see that. Do we think we've trimmed correctly, Benrith? I hope so. I guess we'll soon find out. And we got a message. We got a message through. I absolutely love this feature, by the way. This is so cool. How do you get VATSIM messages? Oh, there we go. Oh, so many buttons, so many options. Meta, there we go, it's here. Awesome. Have we got a meta? We've got a meta, get it. I'm really excited, probably far too excited than I should be on that, but there we go. So we're going to print. Let's see the little printer. We're going to miss it, aren't we? Because of my button pressing. There we go. Coming out of the machine now, which is great. Fenrith's saying not sure. Thank you, buddy. It's good to have you along, but no, seriously, it's good to have you along. I think we met on Follow the Green stream, didn't we? He's a legend, that guy, absolute legend. So there we go. There is 030 and 06 knots. That's the wind. I don't think it's showing me the cloud coverage, so we'll keep an eye on that. We're at 1032 in terms of our QNH, so I think we do need to set that now. So let's set that now. Flight director on. Flight director on. I am going to take down the displays on this side for frame rate purposes. I have no idea if that works. Somebody said to do it, so I'll just keep doing it. Standard. No, we don't want standard. Silly boy, what are we doing? It's not. It's hectopascals is what we're after now. What did I say? Again, go back to the dashboard. 1032. There we go. And it's control and there we go. Whatever that button was. 1032. Honestly, I do know what I'm doing. Just think for these poor passengers very shortly. It's going to be an absolute nightmare.
Leeds Bradford traffic backtracking runway 32 for departure on the same.
This guy's backtracking.
Lazy for one.
I switch constraints on, so you can see that we have got constraint of 1,160 feet. So we need to make sure we are above that. That is the minimum. As it says 118. It says 1181 on there. And it's getting all different values there. And then we need to be 7,000 by POL. This is going to be really odd, Nelson. I should probably reprogram it to go direct to MCT at that point. I'm not really sure why it's doing that, to be honest. I might well fiddle with the heading bug and take over, because that is a really odd turn there. Right, now, if you are, something you might not be aware of, so Venrith's been learning the CRJ and all of his A320 knowledge has gone out the window, yeah. I absolutely agree with that, you know. You've got to stick with one aeroplane, because they are quite, complicated beasts, really. Now, I don't know if you know this, you probably do. I know we've got some very knowledgeable people in here, but if there isn't a VATSIM controller on, then your standard squawk will be 2000, okay? So if you are on Unicom and you're setting off, your standard squawk is 2000. Now, I'll set the weather shortly. Now then, I think, and I'm just doing a final check, I think we are ready to make an announcement on Unicom. So we will do that. We will do that right now. There is one issue there with, in fact I need to check this, guys. So let me just check the sensitivity on my controller is right. I don't know if, yeah, it's not right. It never saves this for some reason. So if you're using a controller, you're using the A320NX, and you're switching into autopilot, if you do not set your dead zones, you will just start circling round and round, which is fun.
Leeds Bradford traffic lazy 411, takeoff on 32 with Lamix to Whiskey departure.
So I think this guy is setting off, which is great. It also will not clear. Now I am using a Xbox controller. It will not clear these buttons out for some reason. And I have just ordered the Thrustmaster Airbus joystick, and I'm getting it on Friday. I'm really excited about that. Far too excited. I've also seen the throttles, but I can't get hold of those yet. So I'll let you know how we go. But we are using an Xbox controller, guys, which has been alright. It's been alright. We'll see what with the landing. So I'm going to manually control till around, we know we want to be at 7,000 feet at POL. We'll get the auto throttles. I don't think you can select those yet until the engine is on, that's fine. So let's go and talk to VATSIM. Janex 76 Charlie Bravo from stand 8 in an A320, preparing for pushback. Okay, so we've made that announcement. We know that we've got one other guy with us at the moment. I think he might have already taken off, to be honest. But let's get this show on the road. So let's call the tug. We should see that swinging to life. There he goes. And it's a good idea to turn your parking brake off at this point, otherwise there will be quite a lot of resistance. Parking brake is now off. This is where we see my expert manoeuvring, guys. Here we go. Oh, we've got a Neo park next to us. That's not one of you guys, is it? Presumably not. And if we're going to runway 14, we need to be heading this way. Let's just have a look at the planner before I get really confused. Is he going to start? He's probably not going to start until I ask him to start, so... Are you going to start? There we go. There we go. And I believe it's this way, but again, this always confuses me. Nice. We got it. So I'm being told the game audio is a little bit loud. How do we do that, Penrith? Let me know how we do it. Is it just while I'm outside, or is it all the time? Is it better when I'm inside? Just trying to line up nicely on here. Let's stop and push back there, that'll do. Okay, you can go away now. Let me just try on the sounds then. See if this makes a difference. Master volume at 90. Let's try that. Let's see if that works for Rith. Now on pushback, what we could have been doing there is obviously starting the engines, which is what we're going to do. We're going to set the levers back to neutral. Now I'm going to start, of course, engine 1. Let's watching our dashboard. Let's watch the engines going. So whilst we're doing that, we shall just get into our chart fox back onto Leeds Bradford, just so that I'm familiar with what I'm doing here. We're going into runway 14, aren't we? Stand 8. I don't think you can see that on the screen. I don't think you can you? Should be able to see that now. So let's have a look at where we are. We are at stand 8. We push back to about here, so we'll be heading up, and we'll just hold a holding point A1. So we'll make that announcement very shortly. Let's have a look at how the engines are firing up. Engine 1 looks good. We now need engine 2. To be honest, right, I also probably shouldn't have pushed back right into this guy's path, just in case he was also wanting to push the start. Never mind. So A1 is around back there, it's fine. I hope the sound is a little bit better now, Ruth. Engine's looking good. So let's go get taxied. Let's go get taxied. Shannock 76 Charlie Bravo is taxiing to holding point A1 for runway 14. So it's a Unicom announcement. I probably should have said I was at Leeds Bradford there, but never mind. Hopefully they heard the first announcement. We're just going to put a little bit of thrust on to get ourselves moving, to check around the aircraft to make sure we are. Nothing else is coming out of there, it's fine. Now we're going to taxi to still loud, but a little better. Good. Mostly on external, good. Right, so try and stay inside the plane for the majority. I don't think we need to get out too much on this one. I think what I should have done before we set off actually is ding the cabin. So they've all spilt duty free all over themselves. Never mind. This is Captain B Airlines, I'm afraid. Gonna have to get used to this. I will finesse my pilot etiquette. I will address the passengers shortly as well. Okay, this is holding point A1, although it's not marked on here, is it? But this is holding point A1. Let's go into the arc mode. Let's go up and we can now turn off the APU. We need full lights on now. We are going to take off light. We should have brought a light off the taxi to be fair, but it's not exactly really dark, is it? We have packs off, take off so that we get full thrust from the engines. Let's ding the cabin. Nobody's saying anything. I'll say it then. Cabin crew, prepare for death. No, prepare for takeoff. I think I'm going to announce. I am going to announce on VATSIM quickly that we are going to line up on runway 14. It is runway 14, isn't it? Let's have a look. It is, it's runway 14, so let's do that now. Shannock 76 Charlie Bravo is lining up and waiting at runway 14 to prepare for takeoff. Right, I think we can forget about VATSIM for now, so that's fine. We've dinged the cabin, and there are some final things we need to do, so let's do these things now. So, let's arm the spoilers. Let's set maximum auto brake. Let's switch the flaps to takeoff config. Which we're on now. Let's test the takeoff config. Press that button there, so that's fine. But something hasn't. Ah, you see, that's why, because I had to do the test, obviously. Predictive wind shear needs to be on, which is not on at the moment. So we do need our TCAS on. We also need our predictive wind shear on, and we'll switch the ground radar as we prepare to line up and wait. Right, let's go. One final check of the runway. Now I do want to use the full runway. Like I said, it's 2,200 meters. And I shall talk you through this climb. I'm just going to do a final check. There's nothing on that side. I've got a bit of a block view there, I have to say. Now, to actually get to the end of the runway, you've got to taxi down the runway. But it'd be nice to see some sunshine today as well. Let's get a little bit more thrust on. Let's get ourselves moving. There are some green lights there. Follow the greens. Right, where do we turn around here? Presumably we go down the right there and take a full turn around. Let's just nudge the engines down a little bit. We're looking good. A little bit on the brake. Probably could do with checking the brake temps at some point. You want to try and get that screw on the yellow line if you can. No need to hold, I'm not aware of any other traffic, so we should just carry on. It's a very dark day here in Leeds Bradford. But the airport is looking wonderful. Very pleased with the upgrade, with the mod. So here we go, brakes on. Final check. Delivery looking superb. Looking fairly empty and quiet. I have no calls on the Unicom to tell me otherwise, so here we go, we're going to line up and wait. We might just get on with it, just line up. Don't know what I'm waiting for. Here we go. Keep the screw on the yellow line. Get ourselves ready. Looking right down the runway, see the runway lights, all that sort of good stuff. One final check. Say your prayers, guys. Here we go. Just trying. There must be something I've forgotten. There is. Look, still on engine crank start, but we're back to normal. Probably need to lock the cabin doors at this point. Okay. Oh, we're rolling. What happened there? Not sure what happened there. Right. Obviously when we're taking off, you've got a stick there on the left hand side that you can see. We're just going to push that forward whilst we get to sort of halfway down the V rotate speed, and then we'll bring it back. So we're going to set thrust to around 50% for now. So watch the dials. It's about 50. When we're comfortable, when we're happy, we're going to go full toga, and away we go. Still holding down on the left on the stick, slightly off the centre line, so use a bit of rudder to get that low. Now we can centre back on the stick, and we can wait for our V rotate speed. Look at that runway, we're nearly running out. V rotate speed, and away we go. Up into the sky. Positive rate of climb, we want 15 degrees please. We have got a positive rate, that means gear up. Gear is coming. I love the sound of that when it comes up like that, it's awesome. And we should keep flying manually for now. So 15 degrees, that's what we want. Keep flying manually, we'll start making a right turn. So have we hit our first constraint? We have. We needed to be above 1180, and we are. Let's just get in the plan view there. Now we do want to just go below into a set lever climb, which we've done now. So now the speed will be managed. Hopefully you saw that flashing on the screen. We're still following the plan. When you see the S, green S on the left, you can hopefully see that. That's the cue to bring the flaps up. The next constraint we've got is at 3,000 feet. And we are above that constraint as well. I'm just nudging us over a little bit, and then we can start to look outside. So we are at green S, flaps up, and we need to be trying to get to that green dot speed. And I'm now going to kick in, I'm going to level this a little bit, and I'm going to kick in the autopilot. There we go, a bit of a sudden jolt there, but we're now following the plan. Our speed is rising, we should not be going any more than 250 knots. Let's have a look at the plan and just zoom us out a little bit. Very nicely tracking that, very nicely indeed. And we need to prepare for our POL waypoint at 7,000 feet, and that comes after our DO82J waypoint. Clouds wise, I think we're going to get some, aren't we? I think we're going to get some here. You hear the speed dropping down. I'm going to set our altitude out of managed mode. You will know that obviously VNAV is not working. VNAV is not working on this, so you do need to manage the altitude yourselves. We'll switch to standard pressure now. That beep is going off because it's on Alt Star, I believe. Hopefully that'll shut up in a minute. There we go, it's shut up now. Our constraints are looking good. We're on target. We're on our way to Alicante. And Venrith has just said, once this plane gets working VNAV and RANAV, it's going to be a game changer. Completely agree. And I also agree, Venrith, I love the delivery as well. It's fantastic. Looks absolutely brilliant. So let's get on let's turn our backs on so that the passengers don't suffocate. We'll leave landing lights on for now until we're above 10,000 feet. And I think we're going to need our anti-ice on, because we're going to be going through some clouds. So I'm quite happy with that. Oh, we've got a 39 knot wind here. That's really quite significant, isn't it? I'm pretty glad that autopilot is flying here. Can you see the plane? It's not quite level. I wonder if that's because it's getting blown. It's getting really blown from the side. That's yeah, interesting. Should we have a look outside, guys? Let's see what's going on. The custom views. So just got some around the aircraft there. There's the first one. See some of the windmills there in Yorkshire. Not moving at all. How is it not moving on 40 knot breeze? I am confused by this. So on the flight pad, we've got a 6 knot wind. On this display here, we've got a 39 knot wind. Alright, what do I go with? No idea. I'm sure we're fine. Let's get back to looking at these beautiful views of the Yorkshire countryside. What else have we got? It's the right hand side, obviously. Making our turn to that waypoint, which this is probably where I'm gonna take over, I think, at this point. Or is it not going? It's ignoring it. It seems to be ignoring it. Isn't that is really odd, isn't it? It's showing that on the plan. showing that on the plan, but it's not actually flying it. It's quite bright actually. Not to do anything there at that point, so that's pretty good. So we have passed our constraints. So let's have a look at our performance page. Let's remind ourselves of our. Just trying to remember what our cruise altitude actually is. Can we see it from here, or do we need to go into the flight plan itself? Let's go into the flight plan. Cruise altitude is 23,000 feet, and it's minus 31 degrees up there. Lovely. So we'll keep the heating on. So we want 23,000 feet. Oh, what have I changed there? I've changed that switch. It's alright, don't panic. We're alright. Oh dear, imagine if the passengers could see this. I do find these buttons quite fiddly. I don't know if you guys do as well, but if the plane's moving, I'm trying to change the altitude, I'm really not getting there at all. There we go. 23,000 feet, and I think we're ready to climb now. Here we go. Anti-ice is set. We are following the plan. We're on our way to Alicante, folks. Whether we survive the landing, we should see. I'm going to talk to the passengers very shortly, but isn't that beautiful? Let's go back inside. I don't want to destroy your ears on this one. Look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Let's go around the aircraft. Let's have a look from the other side. Underneath it there. Jet2 logo and paint packed. Very good. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. Bit of flex in the wings. Not too bad away weather-wise. I'm going to give you a view of VATSIM shortly. You see all the planes that are flying on the VATSIM network right now, and it'll surprise you. It will surprise you. There are lots and lots and lots. Not many Leeds Bradford, but that's fine. I don't mind if it's quiet. It means I get out quickly. That's the galley. Oh dear. And then under here, which is the, I guess, that reverse view, which is beautiful. You see the fuel trails out the back. Lovely job. Right, what altitude are we at? We're over 10,000. We're on standard air pressure. We're coming into clouds. We will take off the landing lights. We will turn off our nose light. I think probably alright on all of those. I should leave that on or not, but we'll leave that on for now. Climbing very nicely, following the plan nicely. Just about to go above Manchester Airport, which is good. I think we'll be out of the way of any traffic at Manchester Airport, so no problem there. This is as far, oh no, it's not as far out. You can see the map, see the plan that we're following, Listo, all the way down, right through the middle of the country, out across into northern Spain. At this point, on here, oh look at that, we'll see some mountainous regions here. They are, look at those, and they are a really great sight. You know we're about there when we start to hit that. Down into, crikey, this is a hell of a plan, isn't it? It's quite a long flight, isn't it? VLC, there we go. When we get there, or before there, I'm going to calculate our descent, and I want a 3-degree descent, and I'm going to start calculating that on VLC, so that we are in time for decel. Now guys, do you know what this means? This means that the aircraft starts to enter the approach phase. Which means that it starts to slow itself down. It means that the managed speeds start to come in line with the flap settings, and it gets you all nicely ready for the approach. And I'll be setting our approach runway. I'll be checking the weather. I'll be doing that probably as we hit those mountains. Not literally. Oh dear. Probably around here I'll start to think about the runway we're going to come into and all that sort of good stuff. So it's very cloudy. We're nearly getting up to our cruise altitude. Nothing for us to do on VATSIM. We need to look now. We need to look at this. So our TCAS, what is the button to get on this side? There we go. So our TCAS is currently set to above. This means that it's looking for traffic above us, right? When we get to cruise, we need to set it below, because the only thing we're going to do from cruise is go down, of course. So we need our systems to be scanning for our traffic avoidance system. That's what it stands for. That's what we need. I think we can take our spoilers off now, just in case we need our speed brake. So we'll set below at some point. Oh, we're getting some nice views out now. There we go. That's beautiful. Coming out of the clouds. Look at that ice. That's realistic, isn't it? I think Flight Sim, the Sobo, do need to have a look at this. I'm not sure how realistic. If I saw that as a passenger in a plane, I'd be instantly screaming. That's not realistic, particularly not with the anti-ice set on. Although I do believe the anti-ice system is basically or maybe Venrith you might know, I think you probably might know a bit more, but the anti-ice is not a heated system. I think it's a system that expands the wing slightly to crack and break the ice off the wing, but I could well be wrong. I know that's how it works on some systems. Back into the flight deck. Now we're nearly at cruise altitude. We are approaching cruise altitude. Now we have our yellow flashing there. I'm going to set the arc of the plan to be much wider so you've got a good view. The weather looks fairly poor today, but we are entering our cruise phase. Now are we going to cruise out of the clouds? That would be nice. Get a nice view. I don't think we are we? Oh well. Some disappointing passengers. There's your view for 3 hours or 2 hours, however long it is. Enjoy. Oh, there's a nice view of the engine. Let's hope we come out of. We get out of the UK, we should start to see the clouds disappearing. We'll start making our turn to the left shortly. Turn now. Very loud out here. I won't keep going on that too long. What a beautiful looking aircraft. See sky. If we arc this out even further, can we see some clearer weather coming? We can indeed, that's good news. So by the time we get to Rapid and GWC waypoints, we should have some much nicer views for us, which is good. Unfortunately, that's 120 miles away. Never mind. We're at cruise altitude. I think we shall let the passengers stretch their legs. Seatbelts off. I'm going to keep the anti-ice on. Should we make an announcement? Should we go talk to him? Probably should have talked to him before we got to cruise, but never mind, not a very friendly pilot. I don't know if the Neo kicks in with this or not. Well, good morning passengers, welcome aboard this Leeds Bradford flight from, well, Leeds Bradford obviously, on a Jet2. Please sit back, relax and enjoy. Unfortunately today I'm flying solo. There was no one prepared to fly with me, I'm afraid. so we have no first officer. I've only clocked up about 67 hours in the flight sim, and most of that time has been overstressing Cessnas. Please scream after the beep. Okay, that's the passengers addressed. I'm sure they're all lovely and relaxed. I think drink sales will be going up, that is for definite. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to leave you guys with a terrible view, and we can all pray for some nicer weather as we come through these waypoints. Get out of the UK into nicer climes. So I should be back. In about 30 minutes or so. So I'll see you very shortly.
Steve, I think you might just come back to see Steve's comment about the altitude. We are at 23,000, which is according to the plan, but I do agree
getting above the cloud would be quite nice. Now, because I'm on VATSIM on Unicorn, I think I just go for it. I'm going to do what I want, to be honest. So let's do it. Let's get above the cloud. I don't think there's any restrictions on doing that. But if you're still here, Steve, but we'll get above the cloud. Let's go to 30,000 feet. It does seem low for a 2-hour flight. I think that's quite right. I'd expect the cruise to be higher than that on reflection, so I'm just not sure why SimReef is giving me that. But again, with VATSIM being, if that was online, they could obviously guide me a bit more here. But let's see if we get out of the cloud. Still in the old cloud there. It's still in the cloud. 25,000. Can we get a better view? It's not as noisy. It's alright. Just look up a little bit. You can see we're coming out of it. Coming out of it. See, I love doing this live. It's awesome. Some nice little prompts in there. Well done, Steve. Coming out of it now. Contrails are there. Look at that. That was a new feature, wasn't it? It's the first time I've seen that. Still going up here. Turn up these displays, but I can't see a blooming thing there. Right, there we go. And this one as well. That's better. 27,000, right? 3 more thousand. What do you reckon, Steve? Should we stick at 20? Should we stick at 30? Love those contrails. Love it. Look at all this ice. And what is this? What's that? That's something really glitchy, isn't it? No idea what that is. Yes, look at that. That ice is crazy. That's quite right. That's quite right, Steve. There we go. We're out of it. That's lovely. That's much better. It's not often that one of your passengers will recommend you increase your cruise altitude, but it's paid off. Always listen to your customers. And you want to go up 34,000. I'm going to stay at 30,000, Steve, because I think I'm quite comfortable with that. We'll work out top of descent. I'm not sure how high this plane can go. Is it something like 37, 38? Still not above the cloud, so I'm going to stick another 1,000 on there. Let's put another 1,000. Turn now on our way to Vapid. So guys, I shall be just watching this a minute. I'll be leaving it on a nice view. We've got a bit of sunshine there, but I'm just going to show you the flight plan, which is very useful. because I'm going to be back. In fact, I need to work out. I'm going to do one more thing. Steve thinks maximum is around 42,000. Wow, that is very high, isn't it? Good job I turned that oxygen in. Yeah, we're still not high enough, are we? Let's go for it. Let's go for it. 34,000. This is going to be a space trip. Just keep going higher and higher. 42,000 feet. I wonder when I've done this flight. I mean, I'm not sure whether you're aware, guys, but Jet2
traffic lining up 09
operate one A321. They don't actually have an A320, so I am cheating slightly here, but they operate one single A321. You know what, I thought that is close enough. I do want to keep it semi-realistic, but I'm not going to be silly about it. I'm certainly not going to fly the 737 on here, because that body in the marketplace has got some terrible reviews, so I'm not really up for that. But this aircraft, A320neo, is a joy, absolute joy to fly, love it. I'm still practicing my landing into wind, but I have got a landing challenge on the channel and I have learned to land it quite nicely, so I'm really comfortable with it. I feel like I can fly it manually, I don't need to rely on computers, so that's always a good thing, always a good thing. Right, so we are above the clouds, which is great. We should stick at 34,000 feet, Steve. That's a much better view, isn't it? Much better view. And VATSIM is very, very, that's nice. That's very nice. So I don't think the airspeed has gone. I don't think the airspeed. Right. I don't think the airspeed has gone up, Steve. As I understand it, the engines do not operate as efficiently at higher altitude. So I think the airspeed is about 270 Mach at the moment.
Traffic speed is 75 line up to 809 right.
Right, let's work out, before I go, it is an amazing aircraft, you're quite right. Before I go, I want to work out the top of descent, so let's do that. So our current altitude is let's wait till we get to cruise altitude. I've been told the passengers who were at cruise altitude got their seatbelts switched off. Oh dear, I hope none of them went to the toilet, that would have been a little bit unfortunate. So 33970, let's just wait till that syncs up properly. If we look at the flight plan, let's have a look. So 34,000, no, it's actually corrected it to 34, that's really cool, automatically. Didn't think it'd do that. I do need to set, I have to set my approach runway on. How many nautical miles have we got? It's 40 from VLC to DSO, plus 25. So I think we'll probably want to be at DSO, we'll probably want to be at about 6,000 feet. So let's, it does show you that on the charts, and I've flown this route before. So let's say the target altitude is 6,000. We need to start descent at 88 nautical miles. So that means our descent needs to be a little bit earlier. So we want to start the descent 40, 65, 72. Wrong way. About here. Yeah, I'm starting descent at Sora, which is here, right? Sora. Okay. Right, guys, I am going now. I am going to get some breakfast because I'm hungry. Well, kind of flying empty stomach. Just deciding which view to leave you on. I quite like the one behind, actually. Maybe I'll leave it realistically in the window. Let's leave it there. Let's turn the map off. Let's just see what time I need to be back. set, if you want to come back and watch, just set the expectations. So let's just have a look. We saw at 11:36. What time are we on now? It's 10:20. So I should come back at. I'm not supposed to leave this unmanned on VATSIM because it's on Unicom. I'm not too worried. I'll come back at 11 o'clock. Let's do that. I'll leave you with this view for now. All right. See you very soon.
Jet2146, contact Madrid, contact Barcelona Center on 132.350, see you.
To Jet2146, contacting Barcelona on 132.350, see you.
Aero control ready for descent, Alitalia 1744.
Alitalia 174, descent flight level 250, report passing flight level 260.
Down 250 and report 260, Alitalia 174, thank you sir.
Shanghai 76 Charlie Bravo, flight level 34,000, 19 nautical miles from waypoint LNG.
Shanghai 76 Charlie Bravo, good morning sir. Squawk 0656 please.
Squawk 0656, good morning to you sir, thank you very much. 76 Charlie Bravo.
Euro control west, good day, left 599 input runoff, passing 250, climbing 380.
Lapsiger 5999, good morning sir. Squawk 0675 please.
Walk 0675, Leipzig 5999.
This is Shanghai 76 Charlie Bravo, please reconfirm squawk.
Negative, Chanex 076 Charlie Bravo, squawk 0656.
That's 0656 76 Charlie Bravo, confirm.
Yes, it's okay for me. Thomas Cook 340, good morning sir. You were identified, proceed as 5 please, thank you.
Euro control west, good afternoon, Lufthansa 452 Heavy, flight level 340, 110 miles inbound, Pojuk.
Lufthansa 452, good morning sir, climb flight level 370 now.
Climb flight level 370, Lufthansa 452 Heavy. And Lufthansa 452 Heavy, confirm the region for climbing to 370?
Yes, 370.
LT-106 requesting out of the cockpit for 5 minutes, please.
LTU-106 on Unicom 122.8, end of service. See you soon.
Are you closing or why Unicom?
Yes, I'm closing in 2 minutes. 1 minute, ma'am.
Alright, Unicom 122.8, LTU-106, thanks for the service, bye.
Cheers. Lufthansa 452, thank you to climbing. You can switch on Unicom 122.8, resume on navigation. Bye-bye.
Alright, they're gonna go on to the decimal 8, Lufthansa 450 Heavy, thanks for service, ciao.
Ciao. All station, end of service on Euro Control West. See you soon, have a safe travel. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, bye-bye, sir.
Thanks for the ATC, bye-bye.
Have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
Okay guys, I am back and refreshed after my breakfast. Mid-flight, it's a good job I was checking it, because you are supposed to keep checking it, that's it, right? Look at those views actually before I explain. Look at that is beautiful. 34,000 feet. This icing is just weird, isn't it? It's really weird. Nothing in the aircraft to say there's any ice about at all. Anyway, so I was mid-flight and the controller got in touch with me. Euro West controller. So I gave him my position. And then he logged off. That's it. That's air traffic control excellence for you there. So what we need to do is we need to go to back to Unicom, basically. There's no one else online. We really need to get these presses sorted out. Back to Unicom, straightforward 122.8. So we'll have a listen out for any traffic. I've set our TCAS to below. So when we start to descend, the systems will be scanning for traffic that's beneath us that we're not aware of. I think I might run another weather report. Just see what we've got in here. So what have we got? So we're 1020 on the QNH. It's now looking 14 degrees Celsius. Why is this not tracking? It's interesting. Well, it is tracking. Obviously need to click on it again. That's fine. So you can see that actually that's quite nice, isn't it? That's really good. I didn't know about that. So we're just approaching Toulouse now. We're going to be across the border of France and Spain, and of course the mountainous regions across here. So that would be quite nice to see that. Provided not cracking around. Yeah, it's a really good feature. I love this tablet. It is fantastic. It's really good. So the weather is saying 280 and 5 knots. I think we can probably manage that. Manage that, don't you? 5 knots. I've done this in 25 knots. Did I land on the centre line? Absolutely not. I got nowhere near it, but I did land. To be honest with you, I should have gone round. I really should have gone round. But yeah, I'm loving that feature. It's brilliant. Very good. So, shall we do this? I think this is live, but I'm just going to do a quick weather report, weather check from the McDo, and then the AT2, and then into AOC. We'll do a weather request. We don't need AGNM, but let's just do it anyway. We've got different ones, better and South River and better. Let's send them through. Queue, sent. Back to. Don't know why that's. Oh god, those must just. Should have played those out before, to be honest. Okay, you gonna go back? No? Fine. AOC menu. Have we got a message? Could be a message there, look. Oh, am I landing on still? Surely not. Why is that message? There. That's not good, is it? Waste of power there. They're off now. Good. Good. Always check your messages. Like me. So the latest beta is, let's have a look. So what have we got? Yeah, 5 knots. 5 knots of wind. 280. So is that right? Very good. It is. Now we're going to look into it as well. So we got 5 knot wind from 280. If I get my maths right, that is northwesterly, isn't it? Northwesterly wind. So if I check into Shout Fox, because we're going to try and climb our runway now for landing, northwesterly wind. Let's have a look. And you guys should hopefully be able to see this. When I load up Shout Fox, yep, it's on there. So the code for Alicante is LEAL, and I just need to remind myself. See if that gives. I mean, there are some really bizarre charts on it sometimes, right? You've got to bear with it a little bit. Like I said, this is all free. Navigraph is I should probably upgrade to that, but I'm not going to do it just yet. So it's been quite slow. Chart not loading, try going direct, let's try that. No, it's not really the chart that I want. Let's try this one. Please just give me a view of the room. That's what I'm after. Chart not loading, let's try going direct. It's a great advert for chart folks, guys. Wow, this is a hell of a chart. What did they give me here? Oh, there we go. Lovely job. So if we are slight northwesterly breeze and if the runway is set in this way, I think we need to be heading into this runway on this side, which I need to zoom in on. I've not got my glasses on. Which is runway 28 and the ILS is 110.30. Do we have transition altitude on there? I don't need to look somewhere else for it. Maybe it's on the approach charts. So 28 with the breeze coming slightly this way, will be a crosswind of course, but I'd rather that than a tailwind. So we're going to go for ILS 28, okay? I'm trying to remember that. Let's come out of that. So we will go to our flight plan page. We should go to our destination airport. We should go to our arrivals, and we want ILS. Have we got an ILS on 28? We've only got an ILS on 10. That's interesting. Right, well I do want to do an ILS landing. Is 5 knots anything to worry about? Can't see anything in that. What sort of cheapo airport just has ILS on one side? Oh dear, typical Spain. I don't know if you're still on, Steve. Alright, actually, anyone but I think we'll go for the ILS 10Z. I think we'll go for that one. I'll have to read into that. Particularly if the wind has changed. So ILS 10Z. Right, what star do we want? Let's check our chart again. So we're going LEL, let's check our star. So we're going runway 28. No, we're not going runway 10, we've said that. Here we go. So this should give us our ILS there. Is this going to give us our ground minimum descent height, which is 412? This we're a category C aircraft. I think we need our star chart for runway 28. Try the Astro 3N. Well, actually, let's check the tablet. See what we said we wanted. VLC 2L we went with. That was in Simbrief. VLC 2L. Let's try for that then. What have we got? 3L 2K. This is where we're very much hitting hope here, right? I'm going to go with C3L. I'm going to insert into the computer. I'm going to do a quick check. We're going to do a quick check on that flight plan. This could be fun. This could be interesting. I think I've still got the browser open up now. Sorry about that. Let me get rid of that. I just want to remind myself. It's where you need a pen. It's where you need a pen. So I'm going to write down the ILS, which is 110.30. That should actually tune it by itself, so that should be fine. The minimum descent height is 412, so I'm writing that down as well. And the transition altitude should be on here. 10. Come on, chat folks, don't let me down. It's particularly poor in this airport. I'm not sure why. Transition altitude, see that there? Is that zoomed in enough? 6,000. 6,000. So we can program all of that stuff in. Let's get rid of that. And I'm just going to check the flight plan and the way you can do it. This is not a great view for that, is it? Let's just get ourselves back here. That's a good plan. Let's circle through. Okay, no, not that way. Always do that. Yeah, I should change that, to be honest. Keep going all the way. That looks alright. That looks alright to me. I'm quite happy with that. Let's get right in there. 5,900 constraints. Let's just scroll through. Yeah, 4,200. Pick up the ILS. Yeah, I'm fairly comfortable with that. That looks good to me. Let's go back to flight plan. And let's go back to the arc mode, step out to 20. So it's over about 15 nautical miles from 2RAV, which is fine. Let's go back to the airport. Okay, and arrive. So we've selected 10. And we need our approach phase. Now, QNH, still command. QNH is 1020. Outside will be 14 degrees. And did I print the latest weather reading? I did. So we will be again 285 knots. So 280 at 5 knots. Our transition altitude is 6,000. Our MBA minimum decision height, so that's the height at which you must be able to visually see the runway. I don't see any problems with that today. That's fine. So we're all set up. DH is decision height. That's used for auto. I don't think we need to use that. Well, it doesn't work, so we won't be using that today. Alright, back into the flight plan. Sorted. So now we need to look at our top descent before doing that. Just have a quick. Oh yes, look outside. Let's have a look outside. I didn't promise the mountains. I've just been talking all the way through it. It's very, very nice. Let me get the view. Look at that. That is beautiful. Fantastic view. Of these ones, is it? You know, we're at 34,000. You can see them quite nicely there. Very nice indeed. A beautiful clear day. Look at all that crap we've left behind. And now into Spain on our holidays. Fantastic. That's what we want. That's what we want. The dreams of going abroad again at some point. That would be very nice indeed. Right, so we need to redo our top descent mode, so let's have a look at the flight pad. Let's look at this wonderful bit of kit here. So we're at 34,000, let's make sure we sync. And our target altitude. So now we know what that is. Go back to the flight plan. There's 34,000, see that right there? And we go all the way through. And our target at Vilna is 10,000 feet. Then we're back to 34, which is not accurate, so ignore. Then R325, which is the beginning of our descent. Now, I think I obviously do need to stay at 10,000. That is a constraint. I must be at 10,000 feet by Vilna. So I think we'll work that out. So I want to get down to 10,000. So I type in 10,000 feet, and it's saying start descent 75 nautical miles away. So 75 nautical miles away from Vilna. We're about descending at Plane, I think. Plane. Just still a little bit away, I think. Zoom in, there we are. So how far away from the planet? We're about 11:14 one time, so we've got about 15 minutes before we start descent. But I am going to start descent at this point. Nice 3-degree angle. We should be down at Vilna. I don't press the button now. We moved away. We should be down at Vilna just in time, and then we'll have to quickly descend. How much time we got at Vilna? To get down. Blimey. Alright, so I think that'll be alright. It's only 10,000 to 5,900. It should be alright. It's just going to go one or two ways, guys, isn't it? Good stuff. Right. Let's have a look back outside again. So Plano is the one I need to remember. That is cracking. Still got ice everywhere, which is a shame. Those mountains, they were a beautiful sight. Look at that again. Absolutely stunning. This is the sort of day you do want to fly. This is the sort of day, isn't it? Looking out the window. Packet of nuts. Double JD with ice. Thank you very much. Screaming baby behind you. No, maybe not that. Forget that one. Domestic on the back row. 15 drunken lads, probably on Jet2, definitely. And I'm usually sat in between them all, so it makes for a very entertaining flight. Thank God for headphones. That's all I can say. Thank God for headphones. Approaching the low bar. Right, where are we on the map? Because I really love it. I've only just noticed this today, honestly. I absolutely love this. So I do like to know where I am. So where are we now? I mean, that could say anything. I have no idea where these places are. We're in Spain, guys. Well, Barcelona's out the window. Should be able to see. Can we see the coast? Yes. Can we see it? Not quite. Can't quite see it, can we? Very good. What I'm going to show you actually. So what time are we on? 11:29. Let's load up that spy. This is brilliant. Just make sure you can see this before I'm just going to wait for this to appear in the stream. Is it going to? Oh yeah, it is working. Very good. So we can do a search. We'll go search the airport. Look, there's our flight. Can we see that all right? I'm just checking the stream to make sure these things are appearing. Yeah, I think you just about see that. So Captain B from Leeds, United Kingdom, arriving at 11:55. That's awesome. I could do a right click on this. There's another guy coming in as well. He's coming from LPFR into Faro. Oh no, sorry, that is Faro into Portugal. It's like very, very quiet. So I don't, there won't be any traffic, I don't think, knocking about. So let's have a look at flight details. So how far we're currently within the Barcelona FIR, which is great. We've got 208 miles remaining. Cruise altitude is a complete lie. It's 34,000 now. And we can show on the map. This is great. I love this. So that's me on the VATSIM network, and look at everyone else that's flying around with me. Oops. Let me do that again. It's me and the VATSIM network. This is all the traffic on VATSIM, where it's going. You can see the lines. You can see that we're coming into Alicante Airport. The dotted line. There's my details. Ground speed of 483 knots there, Steve. Which is yeah, fast indeed, very fast. I don't know if I can zoom. I don't think I can move this or disrupt it too much. I think I can only zoom out. Oh, there we go, it's fine. So I've got far to go. We've come a long way up from the UK. See those views coming in. But yeah, it's just fascinating. If I zoom out even further, look at that. That is the awesomeness of VATSIM. Look at all these flights. Unreal. Just like me, these people got nothing better to do. Hello, Ra. Very nice to have you along from Indonesia. Fantastic. Hope I've got your name right. Am I saying that right? We are 12 minutes from our descent. We'll be arriving into Alicante around 11:55 UK or Zulu time. I've just been showing that spine, but welcome to the stream. Yes, Steve, it is. It's absolutely amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. I'm blown away. I mean, I love VATSIM today. Has not been particularly active, you know, because we're flying from Leeds Bradford, which is a really quiet airport, to another quiet airport. I mean, Alicante is tiny as an airport, to be honest. I will do a stream for a much busier airport, and I will chat with clearance, ground, tower, approach, full lot. It'll be frantic. But as this is my first stream, and I want to get the flying right, I have chosen this path for that reason. So you know, you get to hear a little bit of it, but it's not overwhelming. And you know, I'm only. Bear in mind, guys, this is only probably my 6th or 7th flight ever on a flight sim in terms of the A320. So you know, I've got to be a little bit careful. So good. All right. There we can see the coast. Barcelona is it behind us now? I don't know. Let's have a look. It's still to the left of us. So we look out of that left window again. Barcelona, and I have been to Barcelona. Absolutely beautiful city. I've been to the new camp for people that are into football, etc. But yeah, I just love Spain. Don't we all want to be here at the moment, on this coast? I do. I definitely do. Although pretending to be there is almost as good, isn't it? Let's be honest. Right, so PLA, I think it's Planner. So we've got a few waypoints until we start our descent at Planner, so we're not far away. We're not far away. Have we got any clouds coming in? Let's have a look at it. Back into the cockpit. We're looking pretty clear. Now, there is somewhere where you can get the cloud. Get the cloud information. Should we have a look at that? Because I know you can get it in the sim, but I can't remember. It's a little bit frustrating. So why don't we? Let me show you guys this. We should be online watching this now. I go to Spain. If I go to where are we? We're in Europe. Looks good. Good start. Spain. And then Alicante, we should be able to get. Hopefully you guys are seeing this. It's filling the full screen, isn't it? Bit of dark on there, but ignore that, it's fine. So no clouds below 1,500 metres. I'm not even attempting to say that. I was just saying that for a few, but no clouds. So I think we're good. 14 degrees. Now the wind is from the west. Varying between southwest and northwest. Might not when you can't make it smart. But, so, you know, I think we're alright on runway 10. I mean, I'm doing that anyway, it's ILS. Not that I wouldn't land the VOR or whatever, but I feel like I'd be landing ILS. So let's take it off. Let's back to the view. Other side this time. Make sure, I don't know whether some people might have been away and come back. We were squawking 2000 because that's the Unicorn squawk frequency. And as I said, Euro West contacted me halfway through my bacon sandwich, which is a bit rude, but they did ask me to update a squawk, and that was 0656, so I'm now squawking 0656. And look, I'm not on the right frequency, it's a good job I checked. It's always important to check these things. I don't know why that's changed. I obviously clicked on something. It's such a relief not to have to use the in-game ATC. My goodness. When I first got that, I thought it was brilliant. But, I guess it's good for 4 years, but it doesn't believe VATSIM is just fantastic. Love it. So we are now on the Unicorn frequency. People that don't know, that essentially is do it yourself, to be honest. That's all the pilots talking to all the pilots. You will generally call out, you can write in the text, there's a text option, or you just call out, you know, Shannon 76 Charlie Bravo, beginning descent to 10,000 feet, waypoint, etc. etc. So I'll be doing that. Before we descend, we will get people in their seats. They're going to seat belts on or off. I hope they're off. They're a bit cruel. They're off, that's fine. I'm not going to bother with the ice because we're being told there are no clouds, so we should be clear on that, which is good. 10,000 feet will put landing lights on. Yeah, but so far a good flight. What's the turbulence looking like? Looking clear on the weather. 20 miles to shower. Start descending. I think we're about 6 minutes from starting our descent. We're sitting at 41 now. It's 3 minutes away. Unless we're going to hit turbo boost, I don't think it's quite accurate, is it? It's not quite right. Am I on live weather? I am. Live weather and live time. But that's 2 minutes behind. We're not far. I can't believe we're going to get there in 3 minutes. So it might be slightly delayed in the old landing. Just increase the brightness there. Let's go back outside. Let's go back outside and see that lovely Spanish coastline. Looks like we've got an airport coming up past the LEDS. Bouncy there. A little bit bouncy. VSN Canon Aviation. Hello my friend. You're a new name to me, although this is my very first stream. I'm not on Discord, unfortunately, but please do subscribe to my channel. As I've been saying to the guys, I've only done about 7 flights right so far. This is my first flight live, and where I felt confident enough to do it. And trust me, I've been learning. I don't know if you'll be aware of the EasyJet sim pilot. Draw you fantastic reference points, those two. So I've been learning from them, and now I feel I am able to do this on my own. So I don't have Discord yet. Maybe if I get more famous, I might set one up. But I don't quite have one just yet. I'm relying on those people that have told you about. I mean, EasyJet's pilot has got all the documentation that you could possibly want for the A320. So I hope that answers your question. Canon, I'll call you Canon for short, if that's alright. Has anyone got any questions? Observations? Feel free to ask them now before we head into that descent. Very warm at the moment, so it feels quite realistic that my PC is kicking out some real heat. We're going to record the landing as well. We're rocking. We are rocking. Let's have a look at that. I can't see any indication of turbulence there at all. Oh, there is a little bit there. There's nothing on the plan. Let's have a look out the window again. That is lovely. That is beautiful. Just got people riding in on Unicorn. So we're there, nearly there at Planner. So we shall get ourselves, should we get ourselves ready? I think we will. That's not the right key, is it? I'm still getting my view sorted out. So let's get ready. So we're going to go to, we are going to go to 10,000 feet. Get that ready. Before I do it, I'm going to ding the cabin and I'm going to put seatbelts on. We'll do that now, shall we? Seatbelt sign on, coming on. Let's see if this does anything in the Neo. No. I'm going to have to do it again. What can we say? Good afternoon, passengers. We are shortly approaching, we would not say waypoints, I don't know why I'm saying this. So we are about to make our descent. Please get yourself strapped in tightly, get your prayer books ready, and enjoy, if that's the right word, enjoy the views as we come in for a nice landing. So yeah, the Neo does do automated processes in certain cases. So like when you're just about to crash, land of course, the Neo will say cabin crew seats for landing, which is awesome. So we need to start the descent. Let's do it. Let's start our descent. I'm rolling up so high because of Steve. It's all Steve's fault. This. So the descent is starting. We're on our way down. A little bit bumpy. Now we need to be down at 10,000 feet in time for VILNA. And we're approaching VLC. Speed is fine. Our approach phase should kick in automatically after Vilna. You can hear, I think, at the end is spooled back completely. Our ILS is configured. Yeah. Let's go to the performance page. Approach phase. So we're looking at a 127 approach and a 122 landing speed. at 10,000 feet at around 11:53, if not sooner. So we've got about 8 minutes until we get to our next altitude. Let's just look at the beautiful view again as we make the descent. Absolutely gorgeous. Making a little bit of a turn with the camera there, so we can see where we're approaching. Let's just turn around a bit. Very nice. Welcome to the channel, guys. Those that are joining us now. Look at that beautiful view of Spain. What a beautiful country. Absolutely gorgeous. It's actually sunny outside. No, it's not. I just looked out the window for the first time this morning. It's really not sunny in the UK at all. Imagine living in Spain. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Sunny every day. We're on our descent into Vilna. We're descending from an altitude of 34,000 feet as requested by the chat. Steve requested that. We're descending down to 10,000 feet, and we have a constraint at Vilna. We must be 10,000 feet or above. We're also on the VATSIM channel frequency. We are currently on Unicom. It's not busy at all today. Quite a quiet one. I will make an announcement as I'm on final approach, just in case anybody's taxiing around. The landing should be in around 15 minutes time. Let's just check how low down we've got to. Still at 21,000. Now we're 37 nautical miles away from Vilna. So we won't hit Vilna till 11:55. So I think landing wise is probably 12:05, something like that. The overlay I think at the moment says 11:51, which is clearly wrong. I haven't worked out how to automate that. Let me try and change that now. I think we'll be down at around 12%. So I shall change that over just now. Hopefully you can see that come through in a minute. Nice steady descent. That light should be off. Missed that one. Love that livery. Let's get a bit for the plane enthusiasts, which you must all be surely on here. Look at that, it's beautiful. What a well-designed livery as well. Contrails, no, maybe only get them certain heights. Interesting, I've just had an announcement on the VATSIM that we've got an Alicante plane taking off from runway 10. So that's useful to know, which will make our announcement as we come into land. It's not normally a done thing to speak on Unicorn, it's usually done by text, but I won't be speaking. We'll see why I shouldn't. So we've got a constraint coming. Let's see where Vilna is. Is that Vilna there? I'm still 17 nautical miles away, so I think the descent is about right. We're going to get down. It's the all-important landing coming up soon, guys. We've got a tailwind, look. Oh, it's a bit stronger than they were saying, but of course we are higher up, so it's tailwind 16 knots at the moment. I don't think we're going down quick enough for it. Slow it down a little bit. Let's apply a bit of speed brake. Let's just increase that rate of descent. next altitude. Oops, shouldn't have done that. Try again. A little bit more. I want to be 10,000 by Vilna, which is 9 nautical miles away. And then I want to be at 5,900. So we start to make our turn, but no lower than 5,900. You can see on the plan that we're starting to come into our landing spot here, so I'm going to switch on the landing system for the ILS. You can see that's nicely tuned in, 10.30. I will engage that shortly. Our descent rate is fine. I will shortly disengage the speed brake and put us into managed speed mode again. Just had to intervene a little bit there, so perhaps I've not quite got the top of descent right. We're jumping around a bit. Now you see I'm struggling a bit to put the speed brake on a little bit more. Of course we are descending, which makes sense. Back into managed speed mode.
Traffic focus 990.
I'm making our turn. The engines are spooling back in. I'm trying to get hold of the some planes moving around a little bit. I'm at 5.9 now. So we're going to go to 5.9. Let's take the speed brakes off. I will arm the spoilers at the same time. Still on standard air pressure. Going a little bit too fast, I think here. We need to slow right down. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to activate approach phase performance. Or is it already activated? Descend down again. Really struggling to get my speed down here, guys. Speed brakes back on. We will of course bring some flaps in, but I can't bring them in right now. It'll rip them off. Still got plenty of time, we're alright. To get down to the 5.9, no less. You see the mountains, that's the reason. So the next one is 4.2, so we need to be doing that shortly. And we also want to be below the glide slope, we're currently above it. switch the pressure to standard. To non-standard, I should say. And we want 1020. Now, are you going to let me get into manage speedboard again? You are flaps 1. 4,200 constraint. Let's go down to that. Let's go flaps 2, guys. Really slowing the aircraft down now. Let's remove that speed brake. It's quite frantic, this, isn't it? Quite as chilled as I hoped, but never mind. Not descending, we need to be descending. I need to get down a bit quicker than this.
Alicante traffic, touch this 99 kilo, now base runway 10, will be number 2.
Landing gear down to add a bit more drag. Full landing flaps. Let's ding the group. Get rid of that. Nearly at 4,200. Really not descending very quickly at all. Speed brake off because I can hear the engine spooling back in. Full flaps. Localizer on. So gears the glide slope. That's locked in. Going to be a bit of a nose down descent here. We're all set. I did not hear the announcement. There we go. Take your seats for landing. We can see the runway. We're on the glide slope. We need to descend a bit quicker. I'll make an announcement to Unicom. Channel 876 Charlie Bravo inbound for runway 10. ILS at Alicante.
2,500.
Okay guys, we're on our way. That was a little bit more frantic than I thought. So we've got, that's because one or two things weren't quite working there. I've not had that before where the speed had needed some intervention by myself, but we got there, we're alright, we don't need to go around or panic. We're on the ILS, we're on the glide slope. I will take over shortly to execute a landing. We've got a 3-knot wind, which is more than, I'm more than happy with that. We're alright. I shouldn't stuff this up, but you never know guys, you never know. Let's do our final checks. We need our landing lights on. We should have put those on at 10,000 feet. We shall switch all that on, that's fine. No idea why the no smoking sign hasn't been on all this time, that's fine. That can't help me now. Here we go. So this is where the fun happens, right? This is where the fun happens. What's the landing rate going to be? That will flash up on the screen. I have configured it to flash up on the screen. I think this will be about my 10th landing manually. I have practiced a few on the Sydney Challenge. I'm just checking the checklist. There is no blue, so we are good. The
Alicante traffic, touch with 99 kilo, now establish runway 10, 14 miles.
Right, so I probably need to make an announcement here. This is Channel 76 Charlie Bravo, Alicante traffic. I am 6 nautical miles from runway 10 on final approach. So I've just made the announcement. That guy is obviously 10 nautical miles behind me, so it's important he knows that I'm there. I think we're all set for the landing. I think we're all set. We shall check outside. Let's try that again. Yeah, well that's alright, but could do with something. There we go, we're all set. And back into cabin. And I'm going to take over at some point. 412 is the minimum decision altitude. I can see the runway, so we can ignore that. I shall be turning autopilot off very shortly. Chicken is in the oven. Excellent. It's good to hear that, Kid Logie. Good stuff. Let's see what sort of landing we can do, guys. What are you thinking?
1,000.
I'm thinking, after 2.5 hours, I really don't want to mess this up. We're nicely configured. We're looking good. I think it's important to turn the autopilot off in good time, so you can just get a bit of a handle on the controls and things. No point doing it right at the last second. I'm going to take over now. Watching that glide slope, watching that pappy. The throttle, the thrusts are being managed for me. A little bit low there, so just adjusting that. Let's get over to the right a little bit. A little bit more. Just keep the nose down a little bit. So we're going to get ready. We're getting ready to cut throttles at 30 feet. We're looking nice and central. The wind is thankfully not bothering me.
100 above.
Continue. That's 100 above minimum. We're slightly high in the pappy, but
Minimum.
we're at minimum. Continue. I will take that. 150. 130.
100.
Alicante traffic, that's just 99 kilo and that's 6 mile final, runway 10, number 2.
10. Drive.
And we are down. That was a bit heavy. I'll admit that was a bit heavy. But we are down. I don't know if anybody saw the landing rate flash up there. Thrusters on, brakes on. Thrusters, reverse is now off. Back into forward. Anybody see the landing rate on the screen? Oh, I forgot to record it. Oh dear. That's because that was such a stressful approach. I'll do that on the next flight, I promise. I'll try to remember. So we're just following in the taxi line. Thank you for those that have been with me in the flight, popped in and out. I hope you've enjoyed it. I just need to turn my displays up a little bit dark on the right hand side. Just need to see my engines a bit more clearly. I can't imagine that landing rate was my best, to be honest. But there we go. We'll look for a free stand. If only we were actually in Alicante, that would be very nice indeed. Obviously, you would normally announce this on VATSIM in terms of the stand you were going to, etc. We have got some traffic coming in behind me, haven't we? Which would be good to see, but I don't think we're going to get to see that all that's bumping around. That's the floaty physics that Steve was talking about. I think I'll go into this one here. That first one's not marked up for some reason. That car's in the way, but we'll go for that. Let's spin around. All these people look waiting diligently for us. They must have got a tip off we were coming. I'm surprised it's not a fire crew, to be honest. Let's make sure we don't take out the power unit. And passengers, see what you had for breakfast. Strong break there. we shall start the APU. Let's wait for that to get going. You can watch it on here as it starts to kick in, flap open. When we have confirmation that that's generating power, we will switch off the engines. Shall disconnect from VATSIM. Do I need to bleed the APU? What have I not done? I think the APU is on. We've got external power as well. Let's switch that on. And we will switch engine 1 off. And we will switch engine 2 off. We will ignore the flight log. We will disarm the spoilers and the flaps back to position. Let's get the passengers off, shall we? And the baggage and the catering, and we've already got external power. Everybody's getting busy now. The video is started, that's good. I think that's it. Turn a few lights off. So I've really enjoyed that, guys. I've really enjoyed that. Thank you for coming along and interacting in the chat. That's been awesome for a first stream. Very good indeed. I do plan to do more of these. I'll happily take requests as well from you if you'd like me to do a particular flight. No issues with any of that either. But I think at this point I'll say goodbye and see you all real soon.